Manipulate time. What is going on, IF Warriors? It's your boy Edward V, and in this video, we're going to talk about if intermittent fasting can actually manipulate time. What is going on, guys? This is a quick video as I just wanted to touch on the sub-6 versus time manipulation effect that I touched on months ago in my Warrior Diet Efficiency Explained video. You see, a lot of people will tell you, hey, well, what does that have to do with anything? The fact that you are calories in versus calories out is all that matters. But yes, you do have to understand that calories in versus calories out does matter, but the relocation of those calories and where you allocate the calories that you burn also matters. And if you can create a system where you prolong the process of your body using body fat specifically, then you are in a better position. And what can do that for you? Intermittent fasting, very easily. Now, but what is time really? Is time even a real concept? Was time created by humans? And does time even have a systematic approach in your brain? Is it a perception or is it something real? There was a research done in 2012 where scientists took monkeys and actually put them in front of a screen. And in front of that screen, what they did was they flickered a dot at the same interval. It was like a 0.9 second dot, constantly flickering until those monkeys just began to intuitively blink to the flickering. So they would blink and blink and blink and blink, and they did it to the point where they blinked in a specific speed every single time as they anticipated the dot on the screen. As they were doing this, they were studying the brain neurons in the monkeys as they were watching that flickering dot on the screen. They found that the expressions of the neurons actually decreased in a regular way in the anticipation of the dot, creating the perception of the timing of that dot. What was important here was that the neurons can actually give you a perception of time. That perception of time is kind of why time flies when you're having fun. Your neurons and your neurons' expressions are heightened or decreased depending on stress level or how much fun you're having. That's why when things seem to just not move and stimulate your brain at all, and you have no brain stimulation, you tend to just feel like nothing's happening and the clock is moving ridiculously slow. But when you're at work, for example, and it's a busy work day, you're just moving and moving. Your brain is being very stimulated because you're doing all these different actions that require thought. And then next thing you know, you look up at the clock and you're almost going home. But that's a personal perspective of time. Time, however, doesn't actually physically exist technically, as time was really created just for the human to create a scheduled system, for the human being to be more organized and be able to create structure. Time needed to exist. Time had to be created to give us that structure of organization. But how does intermittent fasting in a non-personal perspective and in the actual physical world manipulate time? You have to look at intermittent fasting in a macro level. If you look at intermittent fasting on a day-to-day basis, you are going to see yourself simply not eating for 20 hours. But if you look at it in a weekly basis, you're going to see yourself not eating for 140 hours. And if you look at it in a monthly basis, you're going to be seeing yourself not eating for 560 hours. And if you look at it in a yearly perspective, you're not going to be eating for 6,720 hours. So as you increase from days to weeks to months to years, and you remain consistent, you manipulate how much time you're actually consuming food throughout the year. So time is being manipulated. You're actually almost not eating for an entire year. You're off by about 2,000 hours. Siri, how many hours are in a year?
8,765.82 hours.
As you understand, everything that happens health-wise with intermittent fasting is compounded. So think about that. It's a compounded element. So that means the more you incorporate fasting and the more consistent you are, if you can reach 6,720 hours fasting in a year, that has been compounded every single day. So there isn't a reset button that happens because Monday you fasted and then started eating, and then Tuesday you fasted and then started eating, and that every time you start eating, it resets. You compound the system in which your body does the regeneration and the healing within itself every single time you fast, stop, then fast again. It is compounding on top of that from the first time you fasted, and it continues to link as you keep going. That is why the sub-6 versus time manipulation effect is very important, because the longer you last throughout your entirety of your life fasting, the more you compound the health benefits and the more you train your body to target your body fat. So can you rewind time? Fast forward time, slow down time, stop time. Maybe the slowing down and the speeding up of time can happen. But in the physical world, where time technically does not exist, can you manipulate time in the physical space for how you consume food and how you bracket that within a macro perspective, as in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years? You definitely can. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you have any other questions to any other videos that I've had in the past, I will have one here, and I will also have a subscribe button down here. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace out. Bye.